Hi, all you do nothing people out there. My name's Erin. I am not Jeff Warren. Um, that's true. I have, however, known Jeff Warren since we were children. So that's something. I think I've soaked up a fair amount of his vibe over the years. Um, yeah, I'm filling in for Jeff today. It's a long weekend here in Canada. And he is doing what people do and has gotten out of the city where there's no internet connection. So I'm here in his stead, and yeah, excited to do nothing. Ruth Ruth wants me to tell everything about when he was a kid. Another time. I'll see if I can drum up some stories. I think he's told a few of them. His parents used to put him on a leash. Not how much energy he had. Still does. Yeah, I'm excited to see all of you people out there. Hi, Elise and Ben and Fred and Tina. Lots of people I know from the Consciousness Explorers Club community. That is the meditation community that Jeff started about 10 years ago. And for the last few years, I've been running it as executive director, and I'm one of the teachers there. There's a whole crew of us, and we meditate on Monday nights in the Zoom space now. So if you want to check it out anytime, you can find that out. I'm sure Andrew will put the info in the chat as he always does. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I decided to talk about space today, and it's feeling particularly relevant because I'm feeling pretty spacey today. I got to spend the afternoon at one of my favorite parts of Toronto where I live, the Islands, where you take a little 5-minute ferry boat, and it's all parkland and beaches. So I went beach hopping and played frisbee, and actually, I wouldn't call it swimming, but I took a dip in Lake Ontario today, which was very cold, but it was very warm outside, so it felt good. So I have that like post beach day kind of spaciness. But that fits right into our version of nothing tonight. So I know Jeff always likes to say, keep the expectations low for these nights. We're going to do a meditation practice together, and to do your own thing if that's what you want. I'm going to take you to space. Spaciousness has been a really relevant practice for me, particularly during this past year and a bit now, the down pandemic thing, where, yeah, I feel like in consciousness, there are fewer travel restrictions and border closures, and you can kind of journey outward. And to me, space is actually feels quite connecting, like we're all in this atmospheric bubble together. So yeah, I feel like sometimes in meditation, I can close my eyes and kind of journey or get a broader perspective, which has been super helpful when I'm locked in this one bedroom that I see day in and day out. That sometimes in meditation, it can kind of yeah, take me away, or just give me a kind of broader canvas to notice my experience. So that's kind of where I will be attempting to take you all tonight if you want to go on the journey. Yeah, and then if you don't, you can do your own thing. It's fun to meditate in community, and this is a great community. Yeah, so you can do whatever posture you like, seated, lying down, standing up. If you're puttering in the garden or lying on a hammock, that's cool too. And I'm going to ring a bell to start and a bell to finish, and we'll do a 25-minute sit. We do 35 minutes at CEC, but we'll do a 25-minute sit, and yeah, and then there'll be a chance to share a little bit in the chat afterwards. And yeah, so happy Sunday, happy do nothing, everyone. Let's get it started. So, first, I invite you to just tune into where you meet the world. So, the air on your skin, the places where your body is connecting with the cushion or chair or couch, maybe your feet on the floor. Just noticing where you stop, this body and the world begins. And if you like, as a concentration exercise, you can actually kind of trace your awareness over the outline of your body, like you're drawing a chalk outline of yourself with your awareness. You can do this at any speed you like, but to take time and notice the parts of your body you can really feel or visualize, and the ones that you kind of blank out on or space out on. I like to go kind of up one side from the foot, up the leg, and kind of the side ribs and around the arm and up over the head. And then trace the other arm and down. And do the legs. You can also try to kind of scan your awareness up the front of your body and over your head and down the back of the body. Really getting a feel for the shape of you sitting here right here, right now. And noticing if that brings up any resistance or emotions. Sometimes, oftentimes, shapes are not what we want them to be or not what we think they should be. So you kind of tune into the body. You can also tune into those thoughts and feelings you have about the body. And if that's kind of an intense place that you don't want to go, I invite you to maybe go back to the feeling of the air on the skin. Maybe you've got a breeze coming in, or fan or air conditioner blowing. Now, what's it like to expand your awareness from this body outwards? There is something to this physical reality, but there's something else that happens in consciousness. Maybe you can kind of sense out into the room that you're in. Now, it's partially maybe a visual memory, and partially a auditory experience. You can kind of hear the sounds maybe bouncing off the walls. And there's some imagination involved too. But you can kind of sense what's beyond you. So see if you can do that. Feel out into the room around you or the space around you. See if you can let your expand to fill all the corners and under the couch and behind the fridge. And then see if you can stretch your awareness even further. Let it go out the windows and doors, out into the streets or lawn or whatever is surrounding your building. Try and hear how far away can you hear? Can you hear a dog barking a block away? Can you let your awareness be this broad canvas? Pema Chodron has this great line, you are the sky, everything else is just the weather. In meditations like this, I like to try and embody that sky and let whatever sounds, images, feelings, thoughts just kind of pop up on that sky. Sometimes they're light and fluffy, and sometimes they're stormy, tumultuous. I try and cultivate a sense of myself that's wider thing that's playing out, that can hold them all. And just hang out here for a few minutes in this wide, spacious awareness. You might notice when you get called into a thought or a feeling or even a sound, your attention kind of zooms in on that thing that's presenting itself. You can notice that motion and then see if you can pan the camera back out. Zoom that attention back out to the wider sky-like canvas. If things are particularly tricky or persistent, you might not be able to get such a wide perspective, but you can investigate the edges of the experience. You know, if you have a pain that's kind of consuming you, or even a thought, you can feel around the pain or notice the ends of the thoughts and speech in your head. Notice the momentary pauses, the space around it. Each time you zoom into one of these distractions, you can notice that and then see if you can take a step back. No judgment, no recrimination. And just see if you can ease back into this wider spatial awareness where these things play out. Maybe they feel a little smaller. They're not all consuming. They're just something that's happening in a one particular location in your vast experience. And see if you can take an attitude of welcoming all the sensory experience that pops up and fades away as you sit in this wide, spacious awareness. My voice comes and goes, other sounds, thoughts, physical sensations, images. Some just flash for a second, some stick around. Maybe they interact and dance together on this canvas. Hear a car door slam and you picture the car. Feel your body tense up. You feel your body relax again. You can just let this dance of experience happen on your spacious sky, noticing it, not needing to change anything, but trying to open wider to contain it all. Maybe you can even lean back, relax your body a little. Let yourself really open to the space around you. Maybe you can get a kind of floaty feeling here, a little bit wide and unfixed. That rest of spaciousness is available to you. And if it's not, if it's more of a struggle today, that's okay too. Some days are certainly like that. And you can just practice every time you get really sucked into a story or a thought or a pain or a sound, just practice zooming back out, noticing the space around it. Might be a bit of a yo-yo in your experience. You get sucked in and then you step back out. One thing that's great about space is that it actually connects us all. If we could learn to fly, we could all visit each other in all the corners we're tuning into this live stream from. And we can do that in our imagination for our kindness practice. You can picture yourself kind of maybe floating above your neighborhood. And I don't know, like a meditating Santa Claus or tooth fairy, just kind of drop some kindness, some affection or well wishes to friends and neighbors. Little packages of love you can leave on their front door, down their chimney. And to people you don't know, people you wish well, nearby hospital, the homeless encampment, the nursing home, and broader still to communities all around the world that you wish safety, peace, health, and happiness for. And from this floaty, spacious position, you can kind of make it rain loving kindness wherever you like. Spread those good thoughts, good intentions, near and far. And to all the people here, too, tuning in to meditate together from all different places. Now, come back in your floatiness to kind of hover above your city, looking down, or your town, your village. And kind of slowly picture yourself, feel yourself coming down, seeing the neighborhood, the area you live in, seeing your building, seeing yourself meditating here. And if there's something you particularly wish for yourself, some peace, some perspective, health, safety, kind of drop that onto your meditating body. And then come closer, like you're hovering just above, and then slowly come down to rejoin yourself. Feel this body sitting here in places where it's connected to the ground. All right. Welcome back, folks. Interested to hear how that went for people, what that was like. You're welcome, Michael and Andrew. Any part that particularly resonated, or questions you have, or reports? Yeah, Natalie's saying, I love the idea of exploring the outlines of difficult feelings or sensations. Yeah, that's a really good practice. It works with physical pain and also emotional pain. And yeah, if you kind of go, where does it end? What is its shape, and what's just beyond it? It can be really powerful. Courtney loved leaving kindness at doorsteps. Yeah, I like that. I miss traveling, so try and travel in meditation sometimes. Meditating Santa, yeah. Yes, love that quote. You are the sky, everything else is just the weather. Yeah, that's Pema Chodron, who's an amazing teacher and writer about this stuff. When Things Fall Apart is a great book. She's got tons of great offerings, but I love that. Yeah, awesome. It seems like the meditating Santa Tooth Fairy resonated, and that you are the sky. Yeah, interesting. The chalk line. People like the chalk line bodies tracing your body. It's kind of a different variation for sort of a traditional body scan where you're going through your body, just going around your body. Yeah. Um, it can hone concentration in the same way. Um, but it kind of, I think, starts to tune you into that, inside, outside thing. There's so many chats here. I wanna talk to them all, but they go by so fast. Brooke was laying down outside on the deck, looking up at the sky, and kept the eyes open. Was able to see the space. Yeah, I often actually meditate. I mostly now meditate outside, and looking at the sky. It's a great way for me to kind of balance what can be a fraught inner world, and give me some perspective. So this meditation is a way to bring that inside, but it certainly is pretty awesome to do it outside if you're able to do that. Amy, when I was floating above towards the end, I was able to turn and look down. I left a painful burden below and was able to visualize thanking it and letting it go. Wow, that's very powerful. Yeah, the the kind of broadening of perspective that can happen with that um, practice can definitely lead to some insights like that. That you are not, we feel so linked to the things, especially the painful things, but sometimes can create some distance. I appreciate Stacy, who's saying they're new. I am doing nothing, but find myself doing. It is hard to do nothing, and while this is called the do nothing practice, there's often a practice that you're doing and intentions, and then you have your own layers of expectations around that. So it's doing nothing is actually a deep um, practice, and so sometimes it definitely feels like you're doing. Yeah, that's great advice, Andrew. Short moments of doing nothing. And there's something about permission too, that like the actual do nothing technique where you're not even trying to do a meditation technique, you're just letting everything happen. My kind of way into that is like after trying so hard for so long all day, just giving myself permission for a couple of minutes to like just exist and not have to do anything, can be a real gift. Oh, Ruth, I love that you could envision the sky in all directions and the whole world. That's amazing. Good night, everyone that's tuning out. We'll be wrapping this up soon. Like that, Natalie. I also love the idea of how space is connecting. Yeah, we're all sharing the same space. It's true. Sometimes in meditation, I go down into the ground and think of how the earth connects us all. And sometimes I go up into space. And it's connecting in both directions. Like literally, we can find each other. Well, folks, such a fun time being here with you all. Yeah, Andrew's putting some info into the chat. So if you missed the beginning, I run the meditation group that Jeff started, the Consciousness Explorers Club, CEC, and we do a community sit on Monday nights, every Monday night. And right now it's online on Zoom. So it's a bit different than this because we can actually see each other if you choose to keep your video on. And a lot of folks here come to that. So yeah, maybe I'll see some of you tomorrow night. And if not, I'll see you again sometime soon, I hope. Thanks, everyone. Lovely being spacey with you all.